Well, it appears that the Schumer shutdown that lasted over 40 days and 40 nights has failed miserably. Democrats got absolutely nothing, and now, well, America's not real happy with what happened. Sure, Congress is going to be reopening up. That's fine and dandy, but there's still that issue of the subsidies that were going on involving the Obamacare. Where that's going to end up right now, nobody knows. But believe it or not, after the Schumer shutdown faded down just a bit, a new thing came up. A new email, according to the various mainstream media sources who put it out, said, oh, there's a new email released featuring one of Epstein's victims. They left the name of the individual out, saying, well, we can't release those names. Well, the problem is this. That so-called email that was supposed to have a victim's name that was redacted was already out in testimony. That's right. It was already out in testimony, and it's completely out there with the names and everything. But if you had it, you put down somebody else's, well, can't put that name out there. You're going to say, oh, this is new stuff. It's not new. Not new at all. The email says that an Epstein victim, whose name was redacted, like I said, we're trying to imply that Trump was involved. Well, turns out the whole thing is bogus. But today, Trump sent out an email on his Truth Social that said the following. Now the Democrats are using the Epstein hoax involving Democrats, not Republicans, to try to deflect from their disastrous shutdown and all the other failures. And it goes on. I will be asking AG Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, together with our great patriots of the FBI, to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, J.P. Morgan, and Chase, and many other people and institutions to determine what was going on with them and him. This is another Russia scam. All the arrows pointing to the Democrats. Records show that these men and many others spent large portions of their life with Epstein and on his island. Stay tuned. Now, Donald Trump just wrote that on his social media page, and he has just put the gauntlet down to people like Bill Clinton, because supposedly inside of Jeffrey Epstein's mansion on the island, there's a picture of Bill Clinton. If you haven't seen it, well, might do some checking, see what it looks like. And then, of course, talking about Larry Summers and Reid Hoffman. J.P. Morgan, money companies, Chase, money company, which brings me to ask this question. Where and how did Jeffrey Epstein become a multi-millionaire? Did he have a patent on something? Did he head up a big company like, I don't know, General Motors? Just using that. But what did he do to get all these millions and hundreds of millions of dollars he had? Nobody's really explained that one to us. Where'd he get the money? And how did he get that money? And now that the president brings up J.P. Morgan and Chase, these are money people. Now, if they handle the money for Epstein, the rule was anything over $10,000, you got to report to the government. Did somebody get more than $10,000 and not report it? Larry Summers? I mean, these are major high-powered people. Clinton says, or Mr. Trump says, we're going to start investigating them and looking into them. Now, here's another thing to think about. Stephen A. Smith. You know who he is? He's that black guy on ESPN, very outspoken. Boy, when he wants to say something, he's going to say something. Boy, he says it directly. Well, recently I saw him do one of his editorials, and he said, wait a minute. He said, all this stuff about Trump, they've had that for years. They had that during the Biden administration. They even had information dating back to when Trump was first running. And they didn't use that. Why? They had it all this time. Biden administration, if they wanted to destroy Trump, they could have put everything out that he was bad, but they didn't. So Stephen A. Smith is asking the question, something ain't right here. Someone ain't saying something right. Someone's keeping something quiet. Which brings me to this. Why are they keeping things so quiet? And why don't they want the Epstein stuff to come out? Well, because maybe, just maybe, Epstein was an intelligence operative, getting dirt on people around the world. Now, think about it this way. Prince Andrew from the UK, he's been shunned, and he lost his title in Britain because of his dealings with Epstein and a particular young lady who I think he had to pay something like 12 million pounds to. I mean, a lot of money. So he's been sort of cut out of the British monarchy. I think he had his title thrown away. So, do they know something that America doesn't know? Does the royal family, through their contacts, know exactly what Prince Andrew was doing? Because they ostracized him and tossed him out of the family. So what is going on? Is Stephen A. Smith right? Something happening that we don't know about? Is there something behind this? They don't want to release it? Because if they do, they're going to find out that Epstein was one of the biggest political operatives out there by some organization, getting dirt on people, getting power on people so they could control them. And maybe the one person they weren't able to control is Donald Trump, because when it came to Epstein, Trump was the one who went to the FBI and said, this guy's bad. Trump was the one who threw Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. Trump found out what was going on. He said, hey, we can't allow this. So, did Epstein have all these contacts, and was somebody paying him all this money? Filter information and get bad stuff on people? And why is Ghislaine, his squeeze, his girlfriend, his whatever you want to call her, she's sitting in jail, right? Well, she's been transferred to a very nice accommodation prison, sort of like a Martha Stewart situation, living the high life. And she's still alive. But Jeffrey Epstein, DED, dead. But Stephen A. King's asking the question, why didn't the Democrats use this and that all these years? Even during the Clinton years, or even when Hillary was running for president. Why wasn't it used then? Why don't they want to bring it out now? And what are the Democrats asking for? And now Trump says, all right, you want something? We're going after Bill Clinton. We're going after J.P. Morgan. We're going after Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, and Chase. Those are the big money people, folks. I'm telling you, the really big money. And if they were funneling money into Epstein's account from wherever it was coming from, this may be a bigger story than anybody wants to know, and nobody wants it released because there's going to be some serious dirt. Some serious people going, what? We find out there's something going on in this country that would astound everybody if we found out. Maybe the folks in England, the royal family in England knows. Prince Andrew, out. So what's going to happen in America, folks? So the president says, Pam Bondi, FBI, let him loose. Now we're going after Bill Clinton. And if they're going after Bill Clinton, what's that going to do to the Democrat Party? They're already in a difficult spot right now. Can it get even worse? Well, you want to play the game? Like those who say, fool around, find out. Probably not the right terms to use, but maybe that's exactly what's happening. FAFO, and let the games begin.